Hi everybody, Radical Gardener. Well, the camera's fogging up, as are my glasses. That's how humid it is today. But finally, I want to give you a garden tour. It really feels like it's 110 out here. And I'm not making that up. That's what they said on the Weather Channel. All right, so much to show you. Let me turn this around. Check it out. Is that a different garden or what? So excited. So I'm going to show you all the things that are working for me. Well, let's start here as we come out this gate. Right here, as you know, everything was these lava rocks, which are useless. And I took these small grow bags, which I'm a real big fan of the small bags, as opposed to the larger ones. The larger ones take a lot of soil. I just don't like how they look. These small ones really act as a great border, especially when I don't want the dirt to leach out. So what I did is I used these grow bags, and you see I have I believe those are my cranberry beans, my cranberries that are growing there. And I take my tomato cages and I turn them upside down, and they fit over the bags, so my beans have something to grow up and catch on to. I started out with pine shavings, real big mistake. So I had given someone advice. That was a big mistake. Straw is where it's at. As soon as I started, well, first of all, when I started using the styrofoam cups, and we'll talk about that, that changed everything in my garden. But then when I start putting the straw down, and I got 2 huge bags at Tractor Supply for $10. It's everything. It just keeps the soil moist, though it's raining so much. That's not an issue. But it just seems to regulate the temperature, and the plants just love it. They absolutely love it. You can see that. Those are all my sweet potatoes, and I've got straw in all of my bags. So it's kind of buffering the escape of the moisture, and it's also keeping it from getting soggy. So then I wasn't going to grow rhubarb until later, until when it cooled down. But so I had thrown a couple seeds down and go, oh, you know what, I'm not going to do this. But a couple of them decided to grow. So what I've been doing is putting styrofoam cups like this on my new plants. And then I have it braced with these little clips. You can see these little clips that poke right through. And the styrofoam cup, it protects the plant, especially the newbies, from the bugs, and just gives them kind of the secure place or area or environment to grow in. And also that styrofoam cup is helping to regulate the temperature, and I believe they're not getting as hot. Now, I might be fooling myself here, but I don't know. They love it. Okay, I have DE on my plants, so if you see that white, everything here is bugs. And that's another thing. Having these styrofoam cups, they are really protecting the new plant from, the bugs. So I'm trying to put as much like a barrier between the bugs and the plant as I can. And the straw also is helping with that. These are beans. My tomato cages. I've got beans that are just going crazy, like this one's trying to grab on to my elephant plant. Look at this. I guess I'll just let the beans grow on the elephant plant. But you can see how these are just going crazy. See? Yeah, I'll pull back so you can see. That's my ginger, my dwarf tomato plants. Come on. They are loving it. More beans, and the beans are growing over, you can see. So they're starting to bud, which means I'll be getting my beans, and they're budding a lot. And again, I have the straw and everything. And then over here are my little baby watermelons, and they look okay, but I'm going to tell you what, a lot of plants I didn't think looked great have really popped back, so I'm not giving up on anything anymore, because you wait till you see the beds. Look at my herb section. How amazing is that looking? And my Cactus Farm. I call it my Cactus Farm. There's my little pear, which are edible. Pear cactus. My pineapples getting so beautiful. My peppers. There's just a gazillion peppers on this guy. Let's take a walk. Look at this. Okay. So my pergola, I've got this guy that's helping me around the house here, Mark. What a great human being. And gosh, everything's so affordable. So I've got my beans here, peppers, the Datali peppers. This is going to grow a lot of peppers, more peppers. Remember, people gave me pepper plants. I don't even eat peppers. There goes a little gecko. Love geckos. Look at my tomato plant. So this was something that I had gotten from, I think, the Michigan gardener, and just threw it in dirt, and he's just loving it. Another dwarf tomato plant growing. That right there is my Thunderhead Kale. Don't tell me you can't grow kale in Florida. That Thunderhead Kale is just fine with it. I have to cut back my flowers there a little bit. These are my carrots and my parsley. But that Russian lettuce, and I don't think this is going to do great. It was an experiment, so forget it. My labels fell off. I don't even know what this is. I started my plants and then I don't know what the hell these are. But here comes my celery, and I use my celery as cutting celery. I don't ever pull it. More celery, and this is from this is from Golden, Utah. This is from Beyond Organic. I like that company, and this one is from an Asian. Let's see that because it washed off all my labels. But this one is from, there's an Asian, it's like Asian garden, and it's here in Florida. So their seeds are, and they're in southern Florida. So I figured their seeds are used to this environment. So I will be getting more of those. All right, my arugula is looking pretty darn good. And there's that kale that I got from the dwarf blue curled Scottish kale from Four Patriots, and it's organic, it's heirloom. And then this is a different kale. This is Baker Creek. And then, again, labels came off. I'm pretty sure this is a squash. And you can see it's doing pretty good. Whatever this is, it looks like a type of bean. I don't think it's going to do well. He's looking pretty tired. But I've got eggplants coming up galore, so I'll just pull these and put my eggplant in there. I'm still turning my onions over and making sure I'm getting rid of the pine, and I'm putting in the straw. Yeah, and everything about the pine is wrong. It steals nitrates, and if you're in a place like Florida, you don't want anything that's woody because of termites and bugs. So there you go. There's my Florida tip. So pots I'm getting ready to put in eggplants or dwarf tomatoes because I have so many coming up. Here's my passion fruit. Look at this, like in a week. Look at this thing. As soon as I got it out of a container. So I have 3 of them, and they're growing, plus the most beautiful flowers, and it's such a great fruit. And they're climbing up my pergola. Decided not to paint the pergola because the wood will turn gray. The wood's treated, and I don't want to be out here painting wood all the time. So here's my little berry farm. My fennel looks amazing. That's from Italy, fennel from Italy. Blueberries, which I will have more of. These flowers are, again, oh no, I do know the name of these flowers. These are graffiti. They're called graffiti. And they love the sun and the harsh climate, which is, really, really intense heat. And so I may border where I'm putting some more raised beds, and I'll show you that. Can you see how this is all, we've got a little pathway back there. Always start in the corner and work out. That's my opinion. All right, so let's go over here. Well, first of all, let me show you this plant. Again, the label fell off. So I'm going to come through with a gardener that's going to be helping me turn this into permaculture and have him re-identify everything. Look at this. Look at that. Say hello to the tropics. So that's going to be growing over this arch. Look at this, you guys, lava rock is gone. See, that's not a lot of work. So, beautiful organic soil. I had a dump truck deliver it, but I put this down first, and I've got my cages there, but I am going to, there's metal, they're really cool. They're metal raised beds that are on the ground. They're about 16 inches high maybe. And I'm just going to strewn them along here. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. I want to do flowers along the border of that grass. Pulled up that rubber stripping. All the lava rock is gone. So now it's time to make decisions of what I'm going to do here. A lot of this is going to be redone, but got grasses here. This would be flowers down this pathway. All right, let's go over here. Look at my okra. It's like crazy. And I didn't think this was going to grow. So this is my okra. These are all my eggplants. Now I got to find a place for them. They're all coming up. And you can see I have my cups. I have my eggplants, protecting my eggplants. I think these are cucumbers, but there's my okra. I love okra, so I'm glad that I'm growing so much. How beautiful is the plant? I love the plant. Then there's some, I think this is squash, and I've got DE on it too. So I'm going to be going vertical up here. So I'm looking for a more elegant solution for things to grow up. So we'll see. I'll poke around. So still nothing. It looks like I may be starting to get some grapefruits, but the other fruit trees. Okay, this plant, again, label fell off. This plant grows like a weed in Florida. I thought I killed it, but I didn't. You can see all the new growth down here. You see that I have the straw. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just, I want tall plants back here. More like tree. I want moringa trees, all kinds of stuff. I've got a big pot. Pots were on sale. I grabbed a couple. And so I'm just filling in the space, slowly filling in the space. Here is my tangerines. And you see I have my straw. I'm telling you, when I laid down this straw, so I had this 3-step process. Look at that gecko climbing up there. I love geckos. There they are. Hi, gecko. See? Squash, cucumber, tomato plant. I thought for sure it was just Roma tomato. I thought, no way, this thing's not going to make it. But here it comes. Here's a squash that looks good. Hi there. This one doesn't look so good, so we'll see. But again, you never know. Look at all the buds on this. This is my red lime. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I went through and made everything liquid. I did a fruit vegetable. Comes as more like a powder, and I made a tea out of it. So I did the fruit vegetable and all of this stuff. And then I went through with my worm casting tea, and I did it on everything. And then I put new soil, and then I put the straw. It loves it. My fig tree, that poor guy was so ignored. He's just all kinds of figs. And then in here, squash, black beans, pintos. This is spaghetti squash. Have to go vertical on it. So in the next, I don't know, 2 weeks, this will be done. Or a nice beginning. Don't you love how this looks? Imagine when all the flowers come up. Then if we go this way, not to mention, my rain barrels are in. And it rains a lot here, so. This is going to be where we put the barbecue, so lava rock will come up and pavers down. Let's walk around. Can't wait till this all happens. Here's Ariel. Check it out. And I just got these, then I'll be doing Ariel on tying her up to these. They look really nice. Here, my basil finally took off. I have to cut that back. And these finally grew, fennel, dill. This is supposed to be oregano, which never showed itself. I have to cut this back today. This one's just starting. This is, what is this? Rosemary. But I have rosemary over there. This is basil. I use a lot of basil. And this isn't going to do much. This stevia plant, but stevia grows really slow. Another rain barrel. I like to put plants on top of my rain barrels. But look what we did in here. This is lovage. I didn't think this was going to grow. So in our shed, this great guy, Vince, help us. And this is where our generator is. So you can see I can keep all my supplies here, all nice and organized. So this generator has a fan and vents, and you can see it's protected. It's got metal around it, or like a, I don't know what this is. It's like almost like a fiberglass thing. But anyway, so, and we're wired up, so you just plug it in and start it, and we have power. We are in hurricane country. So you can see everything's nice and organized. So this is what I've been trying to show you. I came out yesterday, and I just love how this is starting to look. And I started to shoot a video, and the clouds just turned black like in seconds, and it started to thunder and lightning, and everything's all steamy, and I just said, hell with it. My little workstation. Can't wait to put the barbecue in there and get rid of that lava rock. God, I hate that stuff. You can see how dark the sky's getting. I'm so pleased, you guys. And you know, I've made some mistakes, like I've got squash growing and maybe I didn't give it enough room, and so now I got to grow it vertical, and I don't care. This whole thing's an experiment, and it's going really well. Besides, I'm a blonde now. Can you see how hot I got just from walking around? It's so crazy. Let me go in here. This is why people have air conditioning in Florida. Oh. Okay. So don't give up, you guys. You know, this was a sharp learning curve. You know, with all the rain, I'm going to make sure every 2 weeks I fertilize with my worm castings and my fruit and veggie fertilizer. That's organics by Dr. Earth. They make really good product. And in the next month or so, I'll start my worm farm in the garage. You know how I did that in Michigan. So, and it worked really well. And I know it sounds really la-la, but our garage is air conditioned, which is good because I have some prep stuff in there too. So, yeah. But anyways, now I'm just so excited always to go in the yard. I'm in there every day now. So expect more tours of the yard as I really step it up. And I have a little bit of help. I can't really afford too much help. I've got, this young guy that's coming and, $20 an hour and helping me, do some of the really heavy stuff. And, we really want to get that soil. We got this mound of soil with a tarp over it out in front. We also found on the side of our house, we have a whole big raspberry patch that we didn't know we had. So, yeah, and we have banana trees out in front, and there's bananas growing. So it will eventually be a food forest, and it's going to be really exciting getting it there. So anyways, thanks. I really love sharing this with you, and I hope some of the tips that I came up with really help. I do want to say that I did stop using the peat moss in my soil mixture, which is, I always had it as a third when I was up in Michigan, but it's so, soil gets so dry here that I'm just staying with organic soil. It's black and beautiful, and then I'm mixing it in with the straw, so if the soil feels like it's getting a little bit too dense, I can always mix in that straw. And I'm going to tell you, I used straw last year in my raised beds in Michigan, and what a difference in my soil. And also, I'm not using pea gravel anymore in the bottom of my pots. For drainage, I'm using straw. It's lighter, it's got nutrients for the plants, so that works out way better. I won't use pea gravel anymore, so yeah. So good. Okay, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow, and I'm sending you a ton of love. Okay, goodbye.